Some love stories can leave you crying tears of joy, and this next one is no exception.
But as you'll see in this all-new Behind the Wheel, you might find yourself sobbing for reasons you didn't expect.
Well, I met on a blind date near Manassas, Virginia. I'd just gotten back from overseas, and I was invited on that blind date by her friend who had just gotten married to my buddy who was overseas with me. And so I asked Rick, I said, well, why did you pick me? And he said, well, because you're tall.
The date was April 16th, 1971, and along with standing 5 feet 10 inches tall to Ray's 6 feet and 1, Ray also knew that his blind date, Pat, was a librarian and 5 years older than this young man of 20.
And I said, thanks, so you're fixing me up with an old maid librarian. Paybacks are fun, Rick.
But as fate would have it, love prevailed.
6 weekends after I met her, I proposed to her, and 6 months to the day, we got married. And we'll have our 53rd anniversary coming up here in October.
Along with her beauty, wit, and charm, Pat had one other thing that Ray found irresistible: a brand new 1970 Saab 96, finished in medium blue.
Fell in love with both of them.
And that's when this Saab story really began.
It's kind of the glue that holds us together, one of the things. That's all we've basically had for 50 years. The newest car we've had is a 1974 Saab.
53 years of marriage is proof enough of Pat and Ray's devotion to each other. But to prove his faith in Saab, Ray recently drove this 1965 three-cylinder from Albany, Oregon to Albany, New York, and back.
People said I was absolutely nuts to even consider going that distance with that kind of a car, because the dealer, there's no more dealers.
Saab went bankrupt 10 years ago, taking with them new car showrooms and shiny, convenient service centers. They haven't made a new car since.
So you're at the behest of your friends and anybody you can track down on the way.
When Ray returned from that 21-day, 6,400-mile adventure, that 1965 Saab was retired to the Saab Heritage Car Museum in Sturgis, South Dakota.
I wouldn't trade that trip for anything in the world. Would I do it again? Not on your life.
The two are retired now. Pat tends to the couple's 2 cats, and Ray is a member of the Albany City Council. Both are volunteers at Albany's historic carousel and museum.
Welcome to the carousel, here for the birthday party.
And there you have it, another Saab story with a happy ending.
I blame my illness on her.
That's right.
And that illness would be
Saabs.
Tony Martinez, Fox 12, Oregon.
Oh my gosh. So good.
them.
Best Saab story I've ever heard. Ever.
Pat does speak, but as is the case with many couples, one tends to speak more than another. Ray is a very gregarious person. But that trip he took to Albany, New York was for a big Saab convention. That's like landing a man on the moon. I mean, in that car, you have to mix the gas and the oil like with a lawnmower. It's like 8 parts gas to 1 oil. So he had to carry all the oil with him and mix it every time he would fill the tank. I mean, this is one example.
Okay, did he have problems? I mean, did he have
breakdowns all and he had like those crews set up along the way that would kind of help, help him out along the way. But yeah, lovely couple.
Hey, that's one of my favorites.
I love that story
And
so
second
much.
couple I've met that have been married more than 50 years who met around a Saab. Ken Rohn and his wife, I met them about a year ago.
Because at first I thought, I've heard this.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That was great.
Great story.
Love it.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
Yep, good stuff.